I've been doing a new segment. It's the opposite of shoots hard, and it's shoot softly, where I ask people to say nice things about their contemporaries because there's a lot of negative wrestling news out there, right?
Everything's so negative. I'm actually looking forward to shooting softly and saying nice things about nice people. I think we could all use a little positive reinforcement.
Yeah, first name Mahabali Shera. You were excited for this. You were ready for it.
He has a nice smile and a good heart.
There we go. Brie Bella. We just mentioned Nikki. What about Brie?
Oh, Birdie B. I'm so happy for her and Brian's success and family, and I just hope they're eternally happily ever after, together forever. True love resonates with me. It's so nice to see. I may never find it, but the fact they have it, I respect that and I encourage it. Congratulations, you two, on your lovely family and your lovely life together. And I hope you're happy.
A guy that you had a match with, Sting. He's popped back up in AEW.
Wow. I mean, I beat Sting, right?
Yeah, you did. You beat Sting in a few minutes, actually.
No.
Combined, you have beaten Jon Moxley and Sting in about 7 minutes.
I should definitely be in a Hall of Fame somewhere based on those record-setting wins themselves. Sting's awesome. I mean, I grew up watching him. Rarely is a chance to get to meet your idols, let alone work with your idols. I had that opportunity. Even if what we did was brief on screen, what he did with me, talking to me in the back, will always stick with me and was very encouraging and positive. And I'm glad to see. I mean, it's cool he can show up. And then I kind of modeled the EC3 that we see today after 97 Sting in a way that, hey, I don't need to wrestle for a year. I can just show up with a baseball bat and say wild stuff and get into brawls. And that's cool too. No, but there's that ambiguity and change in somebody. I kind of modeled Surfer Sting to Crow Sting. What a drastic change in a personality. And I definitely wanted to model what I did after going so far this way to going so far that way. So
a couple people that we did see you on screen with in WWE, Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville.
Oh, they're sweet as peach. I think the first words I got to say were to Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville on a pre-tape before a show.
Yeah,
backstage once. I wish I had more time to hang and get to know them as people, but they're lovely inside and out. They're great people. That's from I can tell. And if Dozer is after your heart, you must be a winner. And Dozer's one of the sweetest, kindest, loving men of all time. And I just hope him and his peach meet together and also live happily ever after and have 22 children and raise an entire just litany of humanity and bless this world with their incredible genes together.
I don't think people realize how good of an athlete Otis is.
He's sick.
I would pay attention to those NXT Combine stats, and I'd keep on seeing his name on the weighted pull-ups, and I'm like, really? Damn, man.
He's a beast. And when I mentioned people oh God, I'd never fight them for real. Dozer, he's right up there too. Holy hell.
How about a guy named Rockstar Spud, also known as Drake Maverick?
Drake, sweet little Spud. He is my best friend within the industry. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah.
What can I say about him that I haven't already said a million times? Love him like a brother because he is a brother. Very happy that he's found happiness and he's doing a lot of things in his real life. I'm real encouraged by him, proud of him for. He's also totally rededicated himself in this physical manifestation kind of thing that I myself have been the forefront of in wrestling, that's getting sickly lean and jacked the right way. He's no matter what, he's there for you as a friend and a colleague, and there's great character within him. So
His wife doing things too. She just popped up on Impact as well.
she did, yeah, good for her.
Which was good to see. Last one, Braun Strowman. You all still friends? Do y'all have a falling out? What happened?
Yeah. Oh no, we're pals. I think he called me today,
but for some dirt.
Also physically just manifesting himself into another, probably also on the long list of people like God,
physically manifesting himself into Truth Commission Bull Buchanan, who we were just talking about recently. He's got the Truth Commission gear.
I didn't notice that. You're right. I was just so impressed with Bull Buchanan, that like scissor kick off the top rope. I was like, when I was working out, I was watching, I was like, damn, that was sweet.
Another underrated athlete, Bull Buchanan. They had high hopes for him.
Remember, he did that big jump to the top rope.
Yep.
Turning clothesline thing. That was cool.
Braun should do that.
I used to be able to do it. 5 knee surgeries. I used to. Indy Michael, Indy Deviant did do that. And I was 7 inches shorter than Bull Buchanan, so it was more impressive coming out of him.
My God, we appreciate you shooting softly on Fightful.com.
I like to softly shoot.
It went a lot better than when it did with MJF. He just buried everybody, but I mean, I guess that's to be expected.
Hey, commitment to who he is, respect that.
Yeah.
I mean, why? Why would he say nice things about people? He's got his niche and he's doing it well.
How about Roman Reigns?
Yeah. So look, I've always admired Roman a lot for a lot of reasons. To me, no matter the amount of success he achieved and how he clearly was the face of this company, he was always just one of the boys. He never had his own locker room like other people would. And I'm talking like, you can pretty much peg who has their own locker room when they come around. And those are the guys that come once in a blue moon. But there were guys on our roster that are there every day that had their own locker room, and it just blew my mind, But Roman was never one of those guys. So now the situation's different, obviously, because of the entire process and whatnot. I'm not sure if he'd still have his own locker room at this, or he'd still be in our locker room at this point. But that's something I always admired about him is he stayed down to earth, even though some other people might not have been as down to earth as he was in his position. And whether people like to admit it or not, and I know for a long time, people are coming around to it finally, but for a long time, people would just refuse to accept that he's a pretty talented professional wrestler. So that's nice.
Yeah, but, it's very nice.
He'll hurt me and I'll hurt him on Sunday. So we'll see if we did this interview on Monday, the answers might be different. Who knows?
A guy that you did hurt and vice versa throughout the fall. Aleister Black, we haven't seen him lately, but I mean, you guys had some wars.
Yeah, he's a very creative guy, really imaginative and very passionate as well about his own personality and his own image, his own character, whatever you want to call it, and the way he's portrayed. That's something you got to do, and you got to be accountable for yourself sometimes, because it's easy to get kind of lost in the shuffle. And that might have happened to him over the last year, but I'm sure he'll bounce back, because he's, like I said, he's too to me anyway, from the little I've interacted with him, he seems too passionate to just kind of fall by the wayside here.
A guy that we saw you on Ride Along with, Apollo Crews, he had quite the year.
Yeah, I love Apollo, man. He's a great guy. He's got his family that he loves, outside of the ring. He's all about his family. I'm a lot like that. So is ALLIE, which is why I actually asked, when they asked me to do Ride Along, they wanted me to do it with Sammy. And I'm like, we've already done one, me and Sammy. And it's not, people won't be entertained by me and Sammy the way you think they will be, because we've known each other too long. It's not the same. So I asked for ALLIE and Cruz to be in it, and they're like, yeah, sure. And it was just a bunch of wrestling dads driving around in LA, and that was really enjoyable. But yeah, I love Apollo, another extremely talented guy. And I had a little short stint as his partner slash on-screen buddy, but it was just kind of reflecting of our relationship behind the scenes. He's a great guy, and I'd love to see him get to do more. He was U.S. champion for a little bit. That was cool, but God, that's just one of the many things he could accomplish and do very well. Do very well with.
How about some people that you worked with in WCW? Public Enemy.
Well, always had I think we always had great matches together. I don't know whether they became today, but I've got just good things to say about them. We did great.
How about Harlem Heat, another team in that really, really good tag team division?
Oh, man. Stevie Ray is one of my best, I wouldn't say my best friend, but my time in WCW, Stevie Ray was probably the guy that I got along the best with. And then I went to a couple of foreign tours with him, and he's just a great dude. Was great in the ring. Booker is so talented, but I just got along. I got along great with Booker as well, but I just ended off on a more of a personal, note with his brother. But they're both just positive, and incredible. Probably one of the best tag team ever to perform, in pro wrestling.
How about Tommy Dreamer? I believe that you worked him in a match in 2007, a WWF match or WWE match.
Yeah, no, he was cool. He was part of one of my tryouts. He was also, when I got hired for a little while by ECW, he was behind, he was one of the producer or the guy that helped out for me to, when I had the championship match there against Just Incredible, with him and Rhino, and I worked him a few times. We were together in MLW this year, 2018. I might have been involved in one match in 2018 with him, but just positive things about Tommy. Just the innovator of violence.
How about Paul Heyman, since you did go into ECW for that brief period?
It's cool that you mentioned that, but even if Paul owed, if you hear the Sabu stories and a bunch of guys, RVD, how much money he owed to everybody, I've worked not a lot of times for him, but he was going bankrupt, closed down the company or whatever, and I got a check from Paul Heyman, a personal check of $250, and I opened up the envelope and say, "Oh, I don't think he had the reputation to send out extra money after shows or whatever." So I never understood that, but that really struck me hard, and then in a way that I never expected that. And for me, that's why I always kind of respected him. He was cool with me.
And we'll start with a guy from WWE that you guys know, Kevin Owens.
Oh man. Let's see. There's a lot to say because we got such a history with him. We still talk to him to this day. We love him, man. He's great.
Yeah, I think he was one of the guys who took us under his wing in the early days. He saw something special in us, and I think he knew that we were going to be a part of the new crop of the top indie guys, and he attached himself to us. And he's one of the very first people who gave us a rub. And just being friends with him by association and being involved with him in storylines and having matches with him, people immediately accepted that we were cool. And to this day, we'll never forget that.
A guy who has really emerged on being the elite. How about John Silver?
Oh my God. Who would have known? He's so good. And man, I'm just so happy that we've been able to give him this platform to show how funny he really is.
Yeah, he's got that natural wit and charm, and people are attracted to him. And like Nick said, I'm so glad that people are finally getting to see it.
Also, technically, the best person on the roster at throwing mustard into a bowl.
That's a good
Technically. Shaq, who we've seen pop up on the show, a TNT fixture, an LA fixture even.
Right. Man, I got goosebumps seeing him stand up for me and Matt as soon as we got backstage and gave us a standing ovation after our FTR match. Like, the 10-year-old me would have like cried his eyes out. Like, I'm a massive NBA fan, so like obviously Shaq is a huge part of that, and for him to enjoy a match that we had, that was so crazy to me.
He's genuinely the largest person I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that. Like, I mean, when you all signed with AEW, and Nick, you being a big NBA fan, did your mind immediately get racing? Like, oh, I hope there's some crossover.
Oh, right away. That was literally like the first thing I thought of.
I always
I watch TNT religiously, you know.
Same. Like, that's the thing. Like, if the same game is on ESPN, I'm watching it on TNT. I'd prefer TNT because I want to hear Shaq and Barkley talk trash to each other. When I see Shaq out there, I'm like, wow, I hope they get Barkley to just talk trash to him during whatever match he's in.
Oh, that's a great idea. Yeah.
Another name, how about Tony Khan, the founder of AEW?
Oh, man.
He's a genius. And, man, I'm just so happy that he took this risk and took us all in, and he really changed so many lives, and that's one thing that I always thank him for, is helping so many wrestlers out, because this has helped so much. And God, I'm so happy that he gave us a chance.
Yeah, he changed our lives, and he did it. Everything he said that he was going to do, he did, and that doesn't happen often in this business.
A couple more names as we wrap up. Thunder Rosa, we've seen her pop up an NWA fixture, but we've seen her a lot on AEW, and it's exposed her to a completely different audience.
She's great. Super solid. I think one of the best that have come through. I hope that we can do a lot more stuff with her, because she's got something special. I love her look too.
Completely agree. She's awesome.
And then FTR, who you guys had one of the greatest tag team matches of all time with.
Man, I'll take it.
That.
Thanks. Yeah.
They're one of the best tag teams I've ever been in the ring with. Right.
Yeah, I think nobody takes wrestling more serious than them. They eat, breathe, and sleep this business, and it was intimidating watching them come in for 4 or 5 months before we wrestled them, and just seeing the way that they did things, and they put so much thought into this. And I don't know if I've ever met two more passionate guys about the business than those guys. I'm so glad they're on our team.
I think a lot of people have maybe the wrong idea of you, and they might think that you're a mean guy. So I want to go through some names, and maybe we'll see if you can say a nice thing about them.
Sure.
Sue, Trent's mom. Easy one.
Is it, though? I feel she tried to poison our locker room with those cookies, because I had serious food poisoning from those cookies. I don't know what she made them with, but they were, not only did they taste like chalk, but they made me terribly sick. So not a fan of Sue. I'm sorry.
Sammy Guevara.
I love Sammy. Sammy's my little buddy. How can you not love Sammy? Some people might say he's talentless. Some people might say he's wildly short and scrawny. Some people might say he looks like he sells Adderall to middle schoolers. I wouldn't say that. I think Sammy Guevara is wildly talented. I think Sammy Guevara is great on the microphone. I think Sammy Guevara is great in the ring. I think Sammy Guevara is a future AEW world champion. I love Sammy Guevara. And to all those people who claim he's a creepy little trollish looking Justin Bieber dollar store wannabe, I say to you, how dare you? Because Sammy's my friend.
Okay. Joey Janela.
Pass.
Mance Warner?
Pass. Hard pass. Hard pass.
How about Jake Hager? Perhaps one of your inner circle.
Oh my God, Jake! We're gonna talk about Jake real quick. Homie just got another W in Bellator. He's undefeated in MMA. Okay, and he is bar none one of the greatest athletes in professional wrestling today. He reminds me so much of a younger me. He just has so much talent, so much potential, so much to offer, and he's a very good-looking man. So beautiful wife too, very beautiful wife.
Conrad Thompson.
Fat, very fat.
That's not a nice thing.
Well, in a sense it is, because he has enough money to be as fat as he is. He can afford these large, luxurious meals. So my answer.
Dr. Britt Baker, DMD.
She's definitely a dentist.
I've heard that. And we'll wrap it up with one more. John Moxley. Can you say anything nice about him?
He's really good at cheating. How about that? He's the best. He's the best at cheating in the world. Congrats. Congrats. You crushed a young man's dreams. Good job.
I feel like there's a lot of negative wrestling news these days. So I ask people to say something nice about a series of subjects. MJF didn't do too well at it, but I feel like you would be better at it.
As long as he tried, that's the most important part.
And I mean, that's about as nice as you can say about MJF, but I'll go through about 4 or 5 names. Random ones. Brandon Cutler.
Yep. Brandon Cutler? Oh,
yeah.
Geez. Man, I will say one thing. I'm always there to watch the shows. I watch, all of Dark. I watch all of Dynamite. And one of the matches I was most impressed in and really felt, because I think the important part is to feel something. But when I watched the match between Brandon and Peter on Dark, it was just such a great matchup to watch on a program that doesn't go on our TV. I just felt it was just a match of the highest caliber that people were getting for free on YouTube. And every week he shows up in better shape. He's a guy that just really wants it, and just a joy to have around the, like, 'cause he hangs out with us in the same locker room, and fun guy to talk to, fun guy to be around, all around great human being and a great wrestler who's still developing and learning and growing. He's very underrated.
And I was invested in that match. I wanted to see who would finally win. I thought that was really great.
Right.
Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. She is an integral part of the women's division that you have a lot to do with.
Absolutely. I can't speak enough about Britt. She's just such a fun character to watch on TV. Fun person to have in the back. Always willing to work hard, never complaining. The only time I've ever seen her complain was when she was doing a rehab for her knee. she didn't like the stim therapy, which was funny. But Britt, just I'm glad she's a part of our team, and I'm glad people are seeing just how diverse she is as a professional wrestler, both with her character work and the stuff that she's going to be doing in ring, hopefully real soon. And it also gave me a chance to see more of Reba. Which,
oh God,
I just always leaves me in stitches. She's just so funny to watch. What a great character.
And the third and last name that I'll ask you to say something nice about, Colt Cabana.
Oh, one of the greatest entrepreneurs to ever do it. When you talk about people that, never counted on anyone else, just relied on their own skill set. And if they didn't have the skill set, they took the time to learn it so they could excel in whatever it is that they wanted to do. That's Colt in a nutshell. And again, it's funny because a lot of people know him for his efforts outside of the ring, whether it be in the podcast world or Pro Wrestling Tees or whatever. But he is one of the most accomplished and smoothest wrestlers that I've ever seen in the ring. He's so seasoned, and just one of the guys that when we hired him in AEW, he was just immediately TV ready. He knew exactly where the cameras were, how to play to the cameras, how to position himself, how to position his opponent. Just an absolute ring general. One of the most technical guys to ever do it, and to be doing it right now. And it's a very smart and pleasant human being to have around.
One of your teammates, Rhea Ripley, she's been atop the mountain at NXT before. Now she's going to be on your side.
Oh, I love Rhea. Like, I love her style. I love her taste in music. I love her attitude. Like, y'all don't know this, but she's hilarious. She's so much fun to be around. You know, the one time that we tagged together was it was so much fun.
We'll switch it up a little bit. Someone you've been across the ring from an awful lot this year, and you will be Sunday, Dakota Kai.
Dakota Kai. You know, as much as she pisses me off, that girl kicks hard. Like, she is Captain Kick, you know, like, she's amazing. She's amazing in the ring. I really look up to her, even though I can't stand her.
Another person you've been across the ring from, top of the mountain on SmackDown right now, Sasha Banks.
Oh, Sasha. You know, I had that one tag match with her, and I just really want a singles. And she's someone that I've looked up to since the beginning of my wrestling career. Her and Bailey were, you know, big inspirations to me.
Did you see the match she had with her dog Ryu?
Yes! Oh my goodness! As soon as I was done watching that, I like grabbed my dog and I was like, we're gonna wrestle. Let's go! Oh.
You always hear the term like, oh, they could have a match with a broomstick, and like she's having good matches with her dog, just randomly.
The psych was really great in that match.
Here's another one for you, Robert Stone.
Oh, Robert Stone.
He makes a satisfying sound when you run over him with a tank. That's pretty nice.
He really does. He really, really does. And you know what? His suits aren't that bad either.
He does have nice suits. I got to give him credit there. He
has
really
a different one, like, every day I see him.
Do you think they're rentals, or do you think he buys them?
I'm gonna guess that he buys them.
Okay. We'll give him credit there.
Okay.
I'll start you off with an easy one. Somebody you've teamed with in the past. Jody Threat.
Badass Canadian.
Yeah.
So good.
When I think of you all as a team, I'm like, man, I'm surprised those two have not been signed, because like it's two people that check all the boxes.
It's obviously like we were like getting up there, we're having a ton of fun in Alpha 1, and then we did like C4, and then it's like borders are closed.
Oh yeah. She was one of the people that stood out to me the most at SummerSlam weekend in Toronto last year. Like, that was my first opportunity to see her. She was very good. Somebody who did not stand out to me that weekend or that week was Ethan Page.
Oh my God! Don't do this on my. Don't. I don't want to hear it from him. Don't do this.
You can say something nice about him though, right? I'm not asking. If you want to bury him, you can bury him.
Amazing father and husband.
It's hard to argue with that. It really is.
Yes.
Danhausen.
Very nice, very evil.
Now a Canadian also.
Right?
Yeah, he's now a Canadian. Veda Scott.
Amazing commentator, amazing cat lady, amazing woman.
Really? She's a cat lady.
Yes, she loves cats. Why do you think I have either A, wrestled her so many times, or B, tagged with her so many times?
I wanted to like leave my office door open to see how many of my cats would come in here, and I wanted to have you like rate my cats, but they're so unpredictable that like I just know that the one time I would want them up here, they would not. That's the nature of a cat.
The thing is, we don't like sharing like the spotlight or attention. So like if they know I'm here, they're like, I'm not gonna waste my time.
A few more names. Tennille Dashwood, you worked her last year at Black Label Pro.
Yes, she's so nice. She's actually, I was very like intimidated, obviously. I was like her first match back. And like it went so well. And I was like, oh, thank God. Yes, I did good.
That has to feel good too, because I mean, I get the feeling that someone that has been around as long as she probably has a say in who she works.
For sure, yeah.
So I mean, that had to make you feel pretty good. She had that confidence in you.
Yes. Oh, I didn't screw it up. Good job.
How about Mance Warner?
That is my boy. He was like one of the first people I like connected with when I moved to Indy like 3 years ago, and so nothing but good things to say. Except I'm not a light beer fan.
Really?
It's gross. Beer's gross.
I don't drink alcohol, but I'm just always surprised.
If I'm going to drink or consume anything, like I want to enjoy it. So beer's gross. Sorry, y'all.
Man, how about Ricky Shane Page?
I thought you were gonna say Ricky Starks, and I was gonna be like, yeah.
How about Ricky Starks?
Oh, Ricky Starks, best wrestler in the entire world.
Oh wow, I didn't even
sorry.
realize that was his shirt until now. That's amazing.
Sorry, Ricky Shane Page. He's a wrestler.
He's a wrestler.
He's a wrestler.
Is that a good thing? Is that necessarily a nice thing?
He is. He does what he's. He shows up.
A woman that we've seen pop up on NXT and be featured lately, Indy Hartwell, who you've worked before.
Impressive is what she. Oh wait, no, she's very pang, PENG, pang.
Oh man. And another name featured heavily on the Indies, Solo Darling.
Oh, I love intimidating, strong woman.
Really?
I was so scared of her the first time I met her when I first started training.
Why?
But she's so sweet and inside. She just like cares so much about wrestling and the craft. And I was like not even a year in, and she came to my school and was hanging out with like Ricky and JoJo. And she was like, no, do your hip toss like this. And I was like, yes, ma'am, you're right. I'm sorry. Yes.
That reminds me of what a lot of people say, and I wasn't even going to bring up her name, but a lot of people seem to say that about Thunder Rosa too. Any thoughts on her?
Yes, very like serious, like strong woman, and like knows what she wants.
Somebody called her the Mother Goose of indie wrestling, and I was like, damn, that fits. That fits. I was like, she does seem like that type of thing, like that like disciplinarian type of.
For sure.
And I think that works. The last Ring of Honor match that you had before you took some time off, Eli Isom.
He's a sweet kid. He's not really very tough, but he is a really nice, sweet kid. He doesn't have the balls to really fight me like a man, but he's a sweet kid.
That was nice. That was pretty nice. How about Danhausen?
Oh boy. My girlfriend's laughing downstairs. Listen to this.
There's got to be nice things to say about Danhausen. He respects the power of money.
I like his makeup.
Okay.
I like the makeup.
That's all we got for Danhausen? He's so...
Hey, it's a nice. He puts a lot of work into the makeup. Looks nice.
Fair. Okay. Silas Young, a guy that you've been in the ring with a lot.
He doesn't smell as bad as I thought he would.
I think that I get the feeling that Silas Young would know a lot of like natural, like he would own a lot of natural soaps. You know what I mean? Like he probably makes his own soap.
I don't know if he uses soap, but yeah, he doesn't smell as bad as I thought he would.
Just a natural musk, I guess. Cheeseburger.
Cheeseburger. Okay. Let's see. Cheeseburger's one of my best friends. He's pretty jacked for 140 pounds.
There you go. Here we go. Beer City Bruiser.
Let's see. Beer City Bruiser. Not as scary as Brian Malonis, but he's a scary dude.
Okay, I'll send this right over to Brian Malonis then.
Let's see, Brian Malonis. Actually, one of the sweetest guys I know, but he'll never admit it. He'll never say nice things to me on Twitter.
Wow.
I know deep down he's a nice guy.
Well, we got some people that
all knows.
We got somebody deep down that isn't a nice guy. Bully Ray.
Oh, Bully Ray. Oh boy. Okay, I got something nice to say about him. He put me down on through that table so gently. That's how they killed me off in March or February or whatever.
Oh man. And we got a couple names that I know that you've worked with that have went on to do some AEW work. Anthony Bowens.
Okay. Bowens he's a great guy. The best laugh in the business.
He does have a good one.
He has got a good laugh. I don't know if he's fully unleashed it yet on Dark, but when you hear the real Anthony Bowens laugh, the giggle, it'll change your life.
I get the feeling. I've seen him do some over-the-top reactions on Dark. I don't know if I've heard him uncork the laugh, though, but he's working with Max Caster. It's going to come. It's going to happen.
Yeah, if you talk to him again, or I don't know if you've interviewed him, ask him for make him laugh.
Okay. And then Griff Garrison, who I know you worked with last year, he's popped up a lot on AEW.
Yeah. Griff Garrison, he's got some great dance moves.
Really?
Yes. Check out I think his TikTok and his Instagram.
You know what? I don't follow him on either one of those. I need to do that.
Yeah.
Interesting. Man. A couple more. How about the Motor City Machine Guns?
Ooh. The best tag team I've ever been in the ring with.
Really? I mean, they reinvigorated my love for tag team wrestling, to be honest with you. And I got one for you. This one's going to be random, but I noticed when I was looking up stuff for you last time we did an interview, you wrestled Slick Wagner Brown, who used to be a go-to for me in the old EWR games, Extreme Warfare Revenge simulators. He was always super high rated on those.
One of the smartest minds in the business that people don't realize. That guy is like a genius when it comes to putting the matches together.
Man,
he's
does it surprise you that he's not working somewhere as like a producer or an agent?
Yes, it definitely is. I know he's got his promotion in his school, but I would love to see him working somewhere for TV in some capacity.
Chase Owens.
Oh, dude, that was the first Bullet Club guy I've wrestled. He was great. He was a great opponent, and I think that he helped me really take my game to the next level as far as taking an opponent as experienced as himself.
You also had some run-ins with Jeff Cobb, who is another name from America. We've seen on New Japan Strong. We've seen him really all over the place lately.
Locker room leader, one of the strongest men I've ever met in the world.
How about Jurassic Express? You talked about how giving they were. I mean, there's 3 of them there. Did you have many interactions with each one individually?
Yes. I actually trained with Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus.
Okay.
And what I will say is that that team is one of the most innovative trios teams in professional wrestling.
Casey Navarro, a person that you teamed with against Jurassic Express.
Hot upcoming star, has a big future ahead of himself. Super, super humble dude.
Brandon Cutler, a person you worked with in AEW, but you also worked with him well before AEW or before you popped up there.
Brandon Cutler, smart dude, caring, giving, and he's a team player.
We've seen you work with Mysterioso Jr. a few times.
One of the biggest luchadors that I know who can still move like he weighs my weight.
Tony Deppen, an emerging name on the independent circuit, got a ton of buzz around him.
First of all, congratulations to Tony Deppen and his wife on the birth of their beautiful child.
Yeah.
Secondly, Tony Deppen is a wild man. He's an amazing grappler, amazing striker, one of the most down dudes I've ever met, man. I love that dude.
A person that I just interviewed, amazing how far he's come this year as well, Jordan Oliver.
Oh, dude, that kid has a big future. He's the current Hollywood Heritage Champion on Championship Wrestler from Hollywood. And I love Jordan. He's humble, and he has a big future ahead of himself.
Put him like 30, 40 pounds during the pandemic.
Wait. I mistake that. You say Jordan Oliver. I was thinking of Jordan Clearwater. Can I rephrase my statement?
Hey, yeah, we can say nice things about all of them.
Yeah, I was talking about Jordan Clearwater. But Jordan Oliver, I wrestled him one time in New York City. Young, dumb, and broke wild boy. I love his attitude. He's a heavyweight now, dude. You're not a cruiserweight anymore. Love Jordan Oliver. I want to wrestle him again.
A name that I know that you have worked with in the past. I'm surprised she hasn't popped up signed anywhere. Delilah Doom.
Yes, Delilah Doom and her partner Eli Everfly, an amazing intergender tag team. super innovative. She's a sweetheart. I love her. She's great.
And then Brian Cage, who you know.
Yeah, that's the machine, man. Who better than Cage? I love him. I love his family. They're great people, man. Cage is a strong dude, and he's Mr. Get his shit in, but he lets you get your shit in too.
That was actually something that I saw somebody speaking about. They were like, I wonder if he's too giving, especially considering like he's taken 15, 20 years of bumps now. He's had the back issues, and they're like, you wouldn't be able to tell it if you worked with him or if you saw him.
He's huge, and he moves like he's my size. Maybe if you look at it in like the professional wrestling aspect, oh, you give too much. But in his mentality, he's trying to show the world how good he is, and it doesn't make him look any better if he's just beating dudes down in 3 minutes. You know, Cage is awesome, man. Cage is the man. Who better?
Okay, I'm a nice guy, so this should be easy.
Well, will it? Because the first name is Ace Austin.
Oh, that's so easy. Ace Austin is my favorite wrestler.
Okay. See,
I think Ace Austin's gonna.
That's the one that most people brought up immediately. They're like, he just had a badass match with Ace Austin. Will he say something nice there?
Yeah, I mean, we just went through 3 like 25-minute matches, you know, across like New Jersey, Indiana, back to New Jersey. But Ace Austin, I think, is going to be the best wrestler in the world in a few years. I think he's the next AJ Styles. I've been saying that since I met him when I was 16. That he's going to be the next AJ Styles. So
I don't know if it was 2019 Mania weekend that he popped up or not. I think it was 2019 Mania weekend that he popped up first in Impact. And I was like, oh, my God, he's a TV star. Like, right now, he's a TV star.
It's crazy. He's made for it.
Another guy that you faced, Gregory Iron.
Gregory Iron sucks. I hate that guy. No, he's nice. He's nice. But he's from Ohio. Like, come on.
That's where I interviewed him. I had to interview him in Cleveland.
Cleveland.
In Cleveland.
You had to take 16 showers after that one.
Oh, yeah. How about the new August Gray, Anthony Green? I know you worked him in a tournament.
He's another guy that really helped me out early on and really started, you know, helping me figure things out and just like there's a few veterans that just kind of like, you know, hang on to you or whatever, start helping you out and he's one of the guys. I can still go to him right now for advice. He's getting everything he deserves. So. And
he's got that TV tan. Every time I see him on TV, I'm like, look at that color. He was prepared.
Boots. Look at his boots.
Yeah. Joey Janela. I mean, he's almost like the godfather of the current indie scene right now.
Yeah, I mean that he is like the godfather of the current indie scene. Joey's another guy that he helped me get on GCW. He helped me figure stuff out. We had a recent singles match, but prior to that, like maybe I don't know, like 3 years before that, me, him, and Casey Navarro had a triple threat at like a local indie, and that was one of the first matches that helped me like get a little bit of buzz because Joey actually put me over on Twitter after it and stuff.
We've got a bit of another sort of Godfather-esque figure on the indies right now, AJ Gray, who I know you've worked.
Oh man, AJ Gray's cool. I hadn't really known him until I started wrestling for like No Peace. Like we'd been on a lot of the same shows, but once I started doing No Peace, we started actually like talking and stuff. He's a really cool guy. He's got the best clothesline on the indies right now.
Oh, I love it. He takes it all the way up over his head and goes down.
Yeah, it cleans you.
Yeah. It's so different than every other one. And I mean, that's a move that everybody can do, but nobody does it like him. And I think it's really cool.
It's crazy. He's so unique, you know. It's he does like similar things to other people, but he does it very AJ Gray. His aesthetic is out of this world.
Then we've got a new AEW signing, Matt Sydal.
Oh, I love Matt Sydal since I was like a little kid when I saw him on Raw and ECW doing the Shooting Star Press. I mean, Matt Sydal is so awesome. It was actually a dream. I got to work him a few months back in Texas. We had like a 25, 30-minute match. And we didn't talk about anything in the back. We called it all in the ring because I told him I was trained by Jimmy. And he was like, oh, okay, I guess you can go then. So we just wrestled. And that was awesome.